Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another brand new video lecture where we are going to study about the health and hygiene, right? So these are the few topics that we shall try to cover up in this video lecture. We're going to discuss about the definitions of the health, disease, and the causes that are responsible for the different diseases and the types of diseases, whether they are congenital, acquired, or the communicable and non-communicable diseases. As we will proceed through the lecture, we will try to cover up these definitions one by one and try to explain a little bit so as to make it very understandable to you, right? So, health and hygiene. Let's start with the definition of the health. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being without any traces of disease, right? So, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being. Physical well being means a person should be well built. Mental well being, he should not be suffering, or he or she should not be suffering from any mental problems. Okay, any like mental problems there are in our society present in present days is like hypertension, tension, okay, anxiety, stress. So a healthy person is the one who is physically fit as well as mentally fit. And I have described to you what is physical and mental fitness. Physical fitness includes involves our physical appearance. How is our build, right? We are not having any problem. And the mental fitness means a person should be without any stress, any anxiety, any mental tensions. So, according to the WHO, health is a state of physical, mental, and social well being. Social well being means a person should enjoy a good reputation in the society. He should not be victim of any chaos or any bias, right? He or she should enjoy a good social reputation. Everybody should he should enjoy the respect of everyone in his society. So this is the definition. Health is a state of physical, mental, and social well-being. Okay. Now, what is disease? A disease is the deviation from the good health. Disease is any deviation from a good health, and what this deviation could be? This deviation could be from the physical, mental, and social well-being. So any deviation from health is called as a disease. Now, disease can be of many kinds. Disease, they can be congenital and they can be acquired. Congenital diseases, as the name suggests, genital. It means that these diseases are present with us since our birth. We were born with this disease. So the diseases that are present at birth are called as the congenital diseases. And for example, it includes night blindness, color blindness, thalassemia, hemophilia. So these are some of the examples of the congenital diseases. What are congenital diseases? The diseases that are present since birth are called as congenital diseases. And number second, the other kind of disease is the acquired disease. As the name suggests, acquired means we develop this during the course of our life. These diseases were not present with us since our birth, but we developed them during our life. Okay, so those diseases that we develop during the course of our life are called as the acquired diseases. Okay, for example, malaria, cholera, typhoid, measles, diphtheria, dysentery. These are the examples of the acquired diseases. Let me rewind. Sorry. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and any deviation from the health is called as a disease. Diseases are of two kinds: congenital and acquired. Congenital diseases are present since our birth, and acquired diseases we develop during the course of our life. Okay. Now, the other two kinds of diseases are communicable and non-communicable diseases. Communicable diseases are those diseases which get transferred from an afflicted or infected person to a healthy person. So the diseases which can get transferred from one person to another person, from an infected person to a healthy person, are called as communicable diseases. These include measles, typhoid, cholera, influenza. All viral diseases are communicable. In the present days, we see the example of the corona. Corona, since is a viral disease, it also gets transferred from one person to another person. It is a communicable disease, right? Now, there are various agents that help in the transfer of these communicable diseases. The agents that are responsible for the transfer of these communicable diseases are, the first, air. Air is the number one agent of communicable diseases. It is through the air that the communicable diseases get transferred from an infected person to a healthy person. As I gave you the example of coronavirus, how does it get transferred? It gets transferred through the air. As per the WHO, they said that this coronavirus, it gets transferred from a healthy person to infected person to a healthy person through the agent of air. So air is the agent for the communicable diseases. The other diseases that get transferred through the air include influenza, common cold, measles, even all viral diseases, majority of them, they are communicable diseases and they get transferred from infected person to a healthy person through the agent of air. Number second is the food and water. Food and water is the number second agent for the communicable diseases, right? There are many diseases like amoebic dysentery, and the other diseases, majority of the intestinal diseases, they get transferred through the agent of food and water. And how does it happen? For example, any infected person suffering from the amoebic dysentery, he or she baths in the water, okay, and that water is used by the healthy person. That water may be used by a healthy person. So this disease gets transferred from the infected person to a healthy person through the agent of water. Similarly, food. The healthy person happens to consume the same food as was previously eaten by the infected person. This is how food also acts as an agent for the communicable diseases. And number third are the vectors. What are vectors? Vectors are the vehicles that help in the transfer of diseases from infected person to a healthy person. For example, this includes insects, dogs, mites. These insects, dogs, mites, also the house flies. What is the cause of the malaria? It is the female Anopheles mosquito, right? So this female mosquito is carrying the disease-causing germs from an infected or afflicted site to the healthy person. Okay, so this is how vectors include houseflies, insects, mites, dogs. Like dogs carry the pathogens of rabies. So these all act as the vectors. Vectors simply means the vehicle like the school bus that carries you from your home to the school and back from the school to the home. So this is a vector. We can say that the school bus is a vector. Similarly, these houseflies, insects, dogs, they also act as vectors for the transfer of disease-causing germs from the infected or afflicted site to a healthy person. And the term used for disease-causing pathogens is the pathogen. What is pathogen? Disease-causing microorganisms are called as pathogens. Disease-causing microorganisms are called as pathogens. So these are the vectors which we are discussing. It includes air, food and water, and insects, dogs, mites, houseflies, they act as the vectors. And the other source or the other agent for the transfer of communicable disease is the direct contact. Direct contact, the disease that gets transferred from an infected person to a healthy person through the direct contact includes, for example, say polio. poliovirus. It gets transferred from the infected person to a healthy person. It's a very contagious disease. Contagious means communicable. Understand? So these are the few agents which are responsible for the transfer of communicable diseases. And our other kind is the non-communicable disease. The diseases that do not get transferred from infected person to a healthy person, or the disease which do not communicate. If a person is infected with the non-communicable disease, there is no threat that this disease will get transferred to the other person because it is non-communicable disease. All congenital diseases are non-communicable diseases. No matter how many congenital diseases are there in the world, which includes thalassemia, night blindness, color blindness, hemophilia, or any syndrome, Down syndrome, which were present during the birth, these diseases will not get transferred from infected person to a healthy person. They are called as non-communicable diseases. Okay, it includes nutritional deficiency diseases as well. Deficiency diseases are non-communicable diseases. The reason for the cause of diseases. What is the reason for the cause of diseases? There are many, but the three prime reasons for the cause of diseases are: the first is the pathogen. As I said, disease causing microorganisms are called as pathogens. So these pathogens may cause disease. Other kind is the congenital disease. That is, diseases have been present since the birth, so a person can do nothing about it. So because it was present since the birth, so this is also the cause for the diseases. Okay, and number third is the acquired diseases, which we develop during the course of our life. Similarly, nutritional deficiency diseases. Look, all nutrients, all vitamins, they are necessary for our well-being. They are necessary for our good health. But sometimes there happens to be the inadequacy or lack of those nutrients in our diet. And we suffer through many diseases. We may develop many diseases because of those nutritional deficiencies. As we have said, what is the role of vitamins and minerals in our body? The vitamins and minerals that we obtain through our diet are necessary to prevent us from the diseases, right? So, let's discuss one by one. Vitamin A. Vitamin A deficiency may cause night blindness. Vitamin B deficiency may cause beriberi. Vitamin C deficiency may cause scurvy. Vitamin D deficiency may cause rickets and osteomalacia. Vitamin K deficiency may cause problems in the sexual functioning. So all vitamins and minerals are necessary for our well-being. Similarly, minerals, let us discuss calcium and phosphorus. They are necessary for the well-built of our bones. And if there is lack of those minerals, our bones tend to become fragile. Okay? So this is all about today's video lecture, wherein we discussed the definition, the terminology of the disease, pathogens, health, and the different types of the diseases like acquired and congenital, communicable and non-communicable. We'll continue with this chapter in the next lecture. Thank you for watching me.